Good morning, everybody. My name's David. Thanks for joining me on my channel. I'm happy to see that you guys liked the last video. It's a wonderful process. I do it all the time, so it brings me a lot of pleasure and a lot of excitement and joy to be able to share these messages with you. So thanks for following along. Today's video is going to be called Getting into the Receiving Mode. That is the most important thing. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is that we don't always receive the clarity that we're supposed to receive. And this was going on for me. And I learned a little trick that I want to share with everybody, how to get back into the receiving mode of your clarity. Now, one of the things we have to understand is that we've grown up mostly trying to prove ourselves. I mean, I grew up in tough neighborhoods and where I had to kind of fight my way out and had to prove how smart I was. I mean, you look at our school systems and how they're run at this point about how smart, how intelligent, how much you pay attention. There's this consistent idea of not just things being received by you, but making sure that you have them, making sure they're always in there, making sure that you know them. And this is not how the universe works. The universe receives, lets go, receives, lets go. Do you see what I'm saying? In order to become more and more and more. So it doesn't hold on to all these things like we've been trained to do. So because of that, we don't get to receive this clarity that's consistently coming in. We need to understand that this world is run by receiving more and more clarity, more manifestations, more fun, more enjoyment in a specific way by our source energy, by our broader perspective, not by us. We are the limited perspective. We receive the broader, bigger perspective in the form of clarity, in the form of expansion, and then we become it. So because of that, it has nothing to do with what we have. It has nothing to do with how smart we are. If anything, that's going to get in the way. Any kind of intellect, any kind of personality that I have, anything I want to hold on to, that's the belief that needs to go. Otherwise, I can't receive from my broader perspective. Everything is not coming from other people in the outside world. We're now understanding it's coming from our source energy. It's coming from our frequency. We're tuning into the frequency. We're receiving the frequency in the form of feeling and thought, because everything is thought and feeling. From that thought and feeling, the thoughts turn into things. And now we turn this world into the manifested form of our thoughts and feelings. That means how you think and what you feel is the most important thing. Now, as long as we believe our thoughts are ours, I've got all the answers, I'm the most creative person, I have all of this, that's that idea of the past. Let me show you what I know, then your thoughts are going to be limited because the world is consistently becoming more and changing and expanding. Can you see how someone who knows something from the past is going to be left behind? Because it's always changing, always becoming more. So we have to let go of those thoughts. Then we can receive new thoughts from our inner being, new thoughts from our broader perspective. So from my experience, I receive a lot of clarity. I can't even wake up in the morning without more clarity coming in. I swear I can do a video twice a day. It's difficult sometimes because there's so much clarity coming in. And one of the reasons why is because I empty myself so much. I recognize that my past is always going to have things that want to come in. That's the whole idea of life, is to run into situations that where you feel like you don't know and you don't understand, and then therefore ask and you shall receive. Remember that saying, ask and you shall receive. That's what prayer is. That's what asking is. It's the idea that this is a loop. In other words, we came here to take knowledge and make it into experience, not to find knowledge from experience. So we have to kind of change our way of thinking about this. In other words, as soon as you have contrast, as soon as you have a question, as soon as you have what you consider a problem, it's done. As Abraham Hicks, it's done, it's instantaneously done, except your source has the answer. We don't always have the answer. That means that it's already done. Everything you want to experience, everything you will ever experience, all things are done in that vibrational plane. It just hasn't been experienced in a physical way. Do you get what I mean? That means that the vibration precedes the physical. So your source is holding on to the feeling of that experience, the thoughts of that experience. And now all we have to do is line into that frequency so we can receive the feeling and the thoughts in order to create the experience. See how it's a time loop. We go out and it comes back. That's the first thing we have to understand, is that it's already done. Therefore, we don't need to do anything really except let go and feel what it is that we want to feel. That's why that exercise is so good. I feel good. I feel flowing. I feel adventurous. And as you just get into that frequency in a broad way, broad, general way, I know nothing. That's another thing I say. I know absolutely nothing about anyone. I know nothing about my life. I am empty. Then now the specifics can come through from the broader perspective, from your source energy. And now you can start experiencing more specific change. Do you see? But we can't change. We can't get into where we want to be if we're being too specific. And I get that our world is training us, so to speak, since birth, to be smart, to be intelligent, to have all the answers. And now we have to let go of that. Don't have the answers. Just feel your way where you want to be. I want to feel good. I want to feel flowing. I want to feel the intelligence of the universe flowing through me. I want to feel the wisdom of all that I am coming through. And then you tap in to receive. Does that make sense? You can't get it if you already have it. We have to learn to let go. That's why we need to learn to let go of our past. We need to learn to let go of our problems. We need to learn to let go of our shortcomings. They're just limitations. The second part of all that we are is with Source. So once again, keep that close to you. That idea of limited part of me, unlimited part of me is one. That way I don't focus on my limitations. I'm always moving towards my unlimited side. What do you have for me? What can you bring to me? I'm so excited about today because I don't know what's coming in, but I know it's going to be amazing. What do you have? Can you see how I'm pulling my future towards me by letting go of who I am? You see? So we have to learn to empty the pitcher of water, empty the cup in order to fill it up. That old Dallas saying, empty your cup in order to fill it up. I know nothing. I know nothing about anything. I don't know what this thing is. I have no clue what anything is. I just walk around and say, I know nothing. Nothing. Fill me up. Fill me up with everything I need to know. Fill me up with my wisdom. Fill me up with my knowledge. Fill me up with my fun. Fill me up with my excitement. Fill me up with what's coming in. I just know it's going to be perfect. I know it's going to work for me. I know that it's going to flow for me. I know that what comes in today is going to be an amazing experience. It's going to bring new clarity. I'm going to expand in a new way, in a way I couldn't possibly know right now. It's going to be brand new. I'm ready to receive. I'm ready to receive from you. What do you have for me? And these conversations, here they go again, right? You have everything I need. I'm ready for you. I'm excited for you. I am tuning my station to receive from you, and I know it's going to be great. I know all that's going to flow and is going to be amazing. So now what happens is there's no thought of wanting to stop my energy by any kind of reactivity that's coming in. No problem. I know it's going to be wonderful. I'm working over here. I'm moving over here. I'm feeling over here. And what happens is instead of being this intelligent being all enclosed, look at me and let me tell you about my past and tell you about how great I am, and I'm walking through a world fighting and making my way. Now I'm an empty, flowing, vulnerable being. Vulnerability is the key. Remember, Jesus said the kingdom lies through vulnerability. Do you see? Those that want to be like a child, let go. Just be playful. Be open with your energy, receiving with your energy. Be a child and rely on your Father. Do you see? That's what he was talking about. You're too full of yourself, is what he was saying. You guys are too full of yourself. Let go. And then be like a little child, and the Father will fill you up with what you need. He told that person, sell everything and come with me. Why? To be vulnerable, to recognize that I need nothing, that I know nothing, that I have nothing. It's this idea of letting go and becoming empty in order to fill up, right? Sit at the bottom of the table and you will be exalted, he says. Can you see how that works? So the ego part of us wants to fill up. Look at me, look at me, look at me. Let me tell you all about my separate part of me and who I am and what I've done and da. And consistently trying to showcase myself through an ego, through this feeling of individual consciousness, or what I call separate consciousness. I'm separate and I'm trying to prove myself, or I'm trying to compare myself. Does that make sense? So I have to keep myself full. But collective consciousness receives from itself. Therefore, it empties itself in order to receive. Does that make sense? Just, what's going to happen? I don't know, but it's going to be amazing. I'm ready. I'm excited. So because of that, collective consciousness is always in a state of vulnerability because it trusts. It trusts that what it doesn't know will come in. It trusts that any kind of problem it has, solutions will flow. It trusts that it's always in a state of more. If you have a business, there's no doubt in your mind it's going to grow. It cannot grow. Do you see? As long as we open ourselves up to what's new, but see, once again, let me show, I'm a martial arts teacher, I'm a kung fu teacher. Let me tell you about my system. Let me tell you about how great I am. Let me showcase me. Let me show you what I've learned. That doesn't work. Let me be vulnerable. I know nothing. I'm learning every day. I learn from my students. I learn from my kung fu. I move my hands like this. Something comes through. Dave, try this, try that. Okay, I listen to my students. Wow, wonderful. Thank you. Can you explain more? You see, because my students are source, are what's coming in. Everything is coming from this feeling of the outside. The more we humble ourselves, the more we become empty. Vulnerable is a big one, because that ego part of us believes that if you let go of your past, if you let go of your intellect, if you let go of how smart you are, how wonderful you are, how amazing you are, you're going to die. It's this idea of it's afraid of vulnerability. It's deathly afraid of vulnerability. But the more you become general, the more you just chase a feeling, the more you let go of specifics by letting go of the past. Let go of the past. You're remembering it wrong anyway. Trust me. Anything you've ever remembered with separate consciousness is wrong, because there's only collective consciousness. Therefore, anything in the past that's unfinished is always finished in the eyes of Source. So the more we see it as finished, okay, I've learned from that. I know that will come in. I know that everything is flowing in order to fill me up. So now there's not this idea of reacting all the time to things that are coming in, showcasing where I'm going wrong. Think about it. Where's that mind activity do? Trying to tell you where you're going wrong. If you weren't full and we were empty, okay, come on in. No worries. So I'm wrong. Good. Source has the answer. You're right. I did that wrong. Don't worry. Source has the answer. I'm excited. It's flowing in. Can you see? Now there's nothing to hurt because we're vulnerable. Tai Chi is not about knowledge and how good I am. It's about how vulnerable and how empty and flowing I am. You come in and I just let go. I just release. And sometimes I don't even know what. I just receive, and it all flows in by itself. So let go of that intellect in the mind, the brain, the past, and receive the heart. The heart is an empty vessel on our side and a full vessel on Source's side. And you will see clarity coming in tenfold. I know nothing, but boy, am I excited. Everywhere I look, I see Source energy. Everything is Source. Everything is beautiful. Everything is wonderful. I hold nothing about anyone because I don't remember anything. I've already let it go. Whatever you've done, I've already let it go. It's already gone. All I know is Source has all the answers. Everything is flowing in, not just for me, but for you. And how exciting is it not to know? It's why we came here, not to know, and to give it over to the broader perspective so we can learn and grow and flow in a surprise and delight. Let the world be a surprise. Let the world be a delight. And just line your energy, align your frequency, align the feelings, general, broad feelings to that of your Source, and get ready to receive the blessings over and over and over again in a new way. Doesn't that sound like fun? Thanks, guys. Thank you for following along again. And as always, what you receive of this is absolutely going to be perfect for you. If you like this video, hit the like button. Otherwise, continue to subscribe. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation to all of you on your journey.